with coverage you can count on. This is the Erie News NOWCAST.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Haley Potter. Thanks for joining us for tonight's edition of the Erie News NOWCAST. Booster shots could be just days away for the Moderna vaccine after an FDA advisory panel recommended emergency authorization earlier today. This means, just like with the Pfizer vaccine, eligible people can receive a booster of the Moderna vaccine 6 months after their second dose.
169th meeting.
A step in the right direction in the fight against COVID-19. Thursday, the FDA advisory panel unanimously recommended emergency authorization of booster shots for the Moderna vaccine. That's for people age 65 and up, as well as adults at high risk for disease and those who are frequently exposed at work.
I think that it's about time that we do have that booster shot for individuals who got Moderna, and then hopefully tomorrow for Johnson & Johnson there'll be instructions for what to do to get boosted if you're in one of those high risk or older age groups.
This recommendation is similar to Pfizer's green light for their booster vaccine last month.
I think today's conversation was what everyone was expecting, given that Pfizer was already previously approved to do that third dose of a booster shot.
Epidemiologist Dr. Becky Dawson says the booster for Pfizer is the same dosage as the first shots. For Moderna, the dose is cut in half because the first dose of Moderna is larger than that of Pfizer.
This time what Moderna has said is for your booster dose, you don't need as high, so they cut that dose in half.
Thursday's announcement was big, but the FDA commissioner still has to approve the vaccine for emergency use authorization so that it can be used. And then since getting a shot is a medical procedure, the CDC also has to approve.
CDC provides healthcare providers, so your nurses and your pharmacists and your physicians who are able to give you that shot, they actually will help they'll provide the guidance to the healthcare workforce about how to dose, right? And when to dose and who gets it.
Which Dawson says should only take a few days. Tomorrow, the FDA advisory panel will discuss boosters for the one-shot Johnson & Johnson vaccine, and they will talk about whether to allow mixing and matching, like getting a Pfizer booster after 2 Moderna shots. Dr. Dawson expects this meeting to be a lot more complicated than today's. Tonight, the merge between Edinboro, Clarion, and California universities is named. They will be known as Pennsylvania Western University, or Penn West. That starts in July of 2022 when they become one institution. Today, the Board of Governors for Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education approved that name. It was chosen after workshops and focus groups with students, faculty, staff, alumni, trustees, and community members. The schools are also pursuing accreditation for the new institution. Now students at Cal U, Clarion, and Edinboro have asked to select a design for the new name. Graphic designers at the 3 schools worked together to develop design options for the new university name. All 3 designs use dark navy blue, red, and gold, which come from the campus's school colors. Students will vote on the winning design, which is expected to be announced before winter break. Some may be excited for this change, but there were some not so happy campers on Edinboro University's campus today. The frustration about the decision was mainly coming from the upperclassmen we spoke with who know and love the name Edinboro University and aren't ready for this change. The freshmen really did not have a strong opinion on it. On Edinboro's social media posts, there was a lot of negativity. One student we spoke to isn't fond of the name or the change, especially during the pandemic.
The name Edinboro holds a little bit significance to me. When I've asked my other classmates how they feel, some are really mad, most are indifferent towards it. The real thing that I'm worried about is how that's going to affect the website D2L, which is our backdoor for all our classes, our emails, how that is going to affect our education at large.
The name change again will take place next fall. The Erie Downtown Partnership has launched a new program aimed at cleaning up the downtown area. Today, the organization announced the creation of the Safety and Hospitality Ambassador Program. A total of 4 safety ambassadors will cover a 70-block radius, cleaning up trash, graffiti, and overgrown weeds. The group will cover the area from 14th Street down to the Bayfront from Sassafras to Holland. Each ambassador will also interact with homeless people and provide them with information on where they can get some help. According to the Downtown Partnership, the goal is to make Erie more welcoming by improving the quality of life in downtown Erie.
We've had a small team in place. They've done a great job. But now with more hands on deck, with more resources, we can actually do more to provide not just for those in need, but again, really making the downtown a more welcoming place for those that do come downtown, visitors, guests, employees, to have a better overall downtown experience.
This new program will be managed by Street Plus, which serves 100 downtown improvement districts across the country. Now to a heartwarming story at UPMC Hammett. Today they had a special send-off for a longtime staff member, but we're not talking about a doctor or a nurse. Sadie, a therapy dog at the hospital, is hanging up her leash. Our Kara Coleman has more on how Sadie was more than just comfort to patients, but also to the hospital staff.
It's a medicine no doctor can prescribe.
I often say when I see somebody just break down and get down and hug her, I often tell people this is why I do this.
After more than 1,200 hours of paw shakes and hugs within Erie's UPMC Hammett, Sadie is retiring from her job as a therapy dog.
She's getting more mature now. She's becoming a senior dog, and they become tired. Yeah, it's a busy day for them when they come to visit patients.
Sadie's handler and owner is Therapy Dogs United volunteer Bonnie Tarsia.
My background is clinical, and I realize the value that dogs offer to so many people. So my goal when I got Sadie was, I'm going to work with her to be a therapy dog.
And she says the joy that Sadie's brought to both patients and staff is hard to describe.
So when you walk in a room with Sadie, what's the reaction from the patients?
They're overjoyed. You know, the benefit is, at least for a few minutes, they get to pause about their own conditions. They get to just relax, give somebody a hug.
Sadie's plans for retirement? Bonnie says she'll be turning in her therapy dog title for that of Squirrel Chaser. Kara Coleman, Erie News Now.
And while Sadie is retiring, there are 22 other dogs with Therapy Dogs United who will continue to comfort the staff and patients at UPMC Hammett. Thanks so much for joining us for the Erie News Nowcast. Join us for our next news at 10 p.m. on the CW and 11 p.m. on WICU and WSEE. Have a great night.